For those of you who have got the Walmart Thanksgiving meal, which is cheaper than it was last year, but of course comes with about 75% of what you could get last year for that. Harry Emden has looked at some of these prices. Now, this is going to come as a shock to you because Donald Trump has been saying that gasoline is down. It's not. Year over year, it is higher. Amongst many other sundry things that we pay for. Harry Emden?
Take it away.
I mean, just your costs are up versus a year ago. Groceries, 85%. Utilities, 78%. Healthcare, 67%. Housing, 66%. Gasoline, 54%. The bottom line is this. Americans feel like prices are rising in each and every single part of their lives, rising ever climber, and they just don't feel like, Kate Baldwin, that they can catch a break.
The Treasury Secretary in new comments kind of dismissed the impact tariffs is having on inflation, also saying that prices are going to be coming down in weeks. Some other prices are going to be coming down in months. What do Americans think about that?
Yeah, they think he's full of it. That's exactly what they think. I mean, just take a look here. Tariffs raising prices right now. I'm going to come over Kate's side of the screen, 71%.
How dare you?
How dare I do that? 84% of Democrats, 74% of independents, and even a majority of Republicans. When you can get a majority of Republicans to agree with majority of Democrats, you know that the pain is being felt by the American public right now. The Treasury Secretary can try and tell the people something, but they can feel in their pocketbooks. They simply put, don't buy what he and this administration is selling them when it comes to tariffs.
You know, and Harry, one thing we've heard over and over again is the president and many of those around him blaming the Biden administration for where inflation is right now. Do people agree with that?
No. No. You know what? I want to quote Judge Judy, but I'm not going to. I'm merely going to try and say it's like they're trying to sell ice up at the North Pole when it comes to this. More responsible for the current economy. 62% of Americans say it's Donald Trump. Just 32% say it's Joe Biden. Look, Donald Trump did, in fact, inherit an economy from Joe Biden. But now we are nearly a year into the Donald Trump administration. If the Trump administration is trying to push the book over there, they simply put, the American folks aren't buying it. They say at this point it is Donald Trump's economy, and what is happening in terms of inflation is his responsibility.
That's what happens when you become president.
Who knew? You know?
I like these segments, but I also, the reason that 85% or whatever, over 80% of people feel like groceries are more expensive is because groceries are more expensive. Like, the polling data is important to point out, and that was that devastating Fox poll that we'd gone through a little bit last week. But there's also the facts that back up what people are feeling. They're not just in the midst of a mass psychosis or Trump derangement syndrome. Newsweek aggregated this. Beef is up 14% from January when you look at September numbers. A coffee increase up 30% if you compare it to January to September 2025. Eggs have decreased because we were talking about at the time there was the bird flu, right?
Yep.
And bread has decreased slightly, but poultry, chicken has increased by 5.1% over that time period. Bananas up 8%. Milk is up 2.6%. Like, the facts show that groceries are more expensive as well as people's perception of it, which I think is pretty important to point out if you're a news organization. But I do like Harry's flair for the dramatic, I will say.
Yeah, and I think, the bottom line is Trump has not, there doesn't even seem to be an attempt to, pitch Americans otherwise. I mean, he keeps repeating over and over again that there are billions of dollars that are coming in investments into the United States, or trillions, I think he's up to now. Nobody believes it because half the time they're citing trillions of dollars of investment or billions of dollars of investment that are larger than the GDP of the country that they're coming from. Like, literally, if they sold off everything in their country, they couldn't, they still wouldn't have the money to invest what he says they're investing there. You know who we don't see very much on TV anymore, it feels like, is Howard Lutnick.
I was going to say, Lutnick said, give me a year or two.
Yeah.
And then it's going to blow your mind.
He is, he's taking a pause, and he's just basically sitting with his sons waiting for that judge to say the tariffs are illegal, and then they're just going to buy an island or two.
Down the yellow brick road.
As a reminder, Lutnick's sons bought up a bunch of, I guess you could say, redeemable coupons is where in the event that tariffs are found to be illegal, the government is responsible for paying back all of that money to the entities from which they collected those tariffs. People weren't sure whether they were going to get that money back or they needed cash at the time. So they sold these on 30 cents on the dollar. And it was Lutnick's sons that bought a ton of them. And so they're just waiting for the tariffs to be found illegal. The government pays back that money. But since the Lutnick, Uday and Kusei, I think of their names, they own those redemptions. They'll get it. But
It's been since the Epstein thing that we haven't seen Lutnick. Remember?
oh, right.
But his sons are in business with the Trump kids. So,
There you go.
There you go. It all is in the same slimy pool.
Networking.
Okay.
You should try it.
For weeks, all we've heard is how Trump's big, beautiful bill will cut Medicaid. But almost no one's reporting on a buried provision that would make Trump untouchable. Go to ground.news/majority to see how this bill would block judges from enforcing court orders unless you, the citizen, post a bond first. Highly credible sources warn most people can't actually afford to do this, and that's pretty obvious. So if this bill passes and Trump violates the law, it wouldn't even matter, and nobody even knows, which means the GOP's flood the zone strategy is working. And it's why I think Ground News is the best tool to expose these blind spots before it's too late. My partners built the only app and website pulling in news from across the globe, then breaking down each source's bias, credibility, and the news the right tries to bury. And considering most people take the first article they see online as fact, their browser extension is essential. What it does is it flags the source's bias and links other credible reports to verify the information. Ground News is a better version of how we're already staying informed. So I got you 40% off the same unlimited access Vantage plan that I've been using. That's just $5 a month when you go to ground.news/majority, scan my QR code, or redeem the code majority if you're using the app. With at least another 4 years of this, they're counting on you to be distracted. This app is how you stay focused. Hey folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.